special. And guess what's special about today? We do go out of the ordinary to give you something quite beautiful and quite different away from the tiredness of the week, with anticipation that today starts your weekend. Robert used to tell us those days when there was no COVID that don't make sure you don't leave your jacket on the chair. Then people come and what? Clearly, today is a Friday. One of the songs that is trending mostly today is To Party, remixed by Kenzo and Pia Pound, and of course MC McAfrica. One of the words they say, it's a Friday, and then the words that come thereafter. But I'm not here alone. I'm with a beautiful trio of Molen. The band is there already, exactly. With the lead vocalist Molen, yeah. The drummer
ready to
Priscilla.
party.
Anyway, good morning, guys, and I'll start it with Priscilla right there, slicing it in the middle. How are you, Priscilla?
I'm very good. Good morning, Uganda. Thank you so much for having gone through the week. I know we're in COVID-19 times, and I know that some people have lost family members, some have members in hospital, but perseverance is how we push forward, and it is how we actually gain and maintain our hope. But welcome to Friday, and as usual, on Special Friday, we get to fine-tune it a little bit just so you get into the mood for the weekend. If only you could see what Stroke Felix is dancing, but I'll save that for later. Good morning, Robert.
Oh, good morning to you, Priscilla.
That was
what was that?
This is some Michael Jackson break dance. That was something I'd mastered when I was in school,
okay.
Break dance. I was trying to bring out some strokes there, but that is for later on in the day. Good morning, our lovely viewers. Thank you so much for waking up with us. It is a Friday, and here we are spicing up your weekend. You know, it also feels good away from the tie, the coat. Felix would allude to that, and you can dress something a bit so. But very important is, please, I'll repeat this, we're in the times of COVID-19, and last weekend, police rounded about 200 plus people that were found in bars, in places trying to enjoy the weekend in a way that we know that well of late, because of COVID-19, such ways of enjoying are limited, and we should avoid them because we don't want to spread COVID-19. Once the positivity rate is high, then that will mean things like going back to normal, education will not be. So don't be lost within the weekend mood. Know your limits. That will protect your health as well.
Well, of course, speaking about COVID-19, again, we must remind all our viewers out there, please keep safe, stay safe, make sure that you're alive. There's only one way you can live life when you're alive. Molen, how alive are you this morning?
Oh yeah, I'm very alive. It's a good day to be alive. It's a Friday.
Wow.
Robert did talk about breakdancing. I'm trying so hard not to imagine him breakdancing, but it is hard.
Story of my life.
I'll probably have to see him do that and probably put it on TikTok. That is for later. It will be good on TikTok. But a very good morning to you as well, lovely viewers here. It is a Friday, and we want you to join us in the celebration. Friday is just a good day. You're ending what seems like a long week and just going for the weekend. So we swiftly put you in that mood and take you there. I have band members with me. Today we're a band. A good band for that. So,
yeah. I think what she's trying to say is that we are standing in for the band that we are going to be hosting here on Good Morning Uganda. Yeah, so we are the band dummies.
Yeah, the seat fillers for that
exactly.
matter.
Yeah.
But anyway, much of that we'll be having.
That's curtain raisers.
It's a what?
Curtain raisers.
You see, curtain raisers raise the curtain. And that means that they do some performances before.
Yes, what can't we do?
So, okay, let's pick it up from there, and we shall have the first band member, Robert. I don't know, what's your stage name? Robzo? We shall have Robzo give us our first raising the curtain. Raise the curtain.
And I'm going to raise that, taking you through stories that were part of our news bulletins. That is yesterday, and of course we give you a recap. Though it's a Friday, but we know that there's so much that you need to know that could have happened in the last 12 or so hours, and here we are picking some of those hitting or hard stories that we feel you need to have more of them, even if you had a clue of what was in the news yesterday. So we'll begin with the President of the Republic of Uganda, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, who has assured the country that the economy will soon recover from the diverse effects of COVID-19. His message at the 2021 budget conference was delivered by the Vice President, Jessica Alupo, at Kololo Independence Grounds in Kampala on the theme, Industrialization for Inclusive Growth, Employment and Wealth Creation. The National Budget Conference for the coming financial year 2022-2023 sought to concentrate the budget strategy and the priorities required to meet the development agenda while addressing current socio-economic constraints. President Museveni, in a message delivered by the Vice President, Jessica Alupo, said the economy will soon recover from the shocks of COVID-19. He expressed optimism in the new parish development model to improve farmers' income, among other strategies. The Minister for Finance, Planning and Economic Development, Matia Kasaija, said COVID hit most of the sectors, thereby triggering an economic slowdown to the slowest rate in almost 3 decades. The most hit sectors were the education sector, construction, tourism and hospitality, among others.
Recently, courts across the country embarked on the process of handling election petitions filed by aggravated politicians in the just concluded 2020-2021 general elections. This year's general election registered 155 election petitions compared to the one of 2016 that recorded 116 petitions. But what does it mean when the country registers many electoral petitions? During the evaluation of the 2020-2021 general elections by different stakeholders of Kampala region, inadequate civic and voter education were pointed out as one of the factors responsible for many electoral petitions. Stakeholders have advised the Electoral Commission to continuously engage with the stakeholders, being the electorates and candidates. However, the Electoral Commission pushed the blame of lack of enough voter education in the last concluded general elections to COVID-19 pandemic that restricted physical interaction.
Away from courts, we now move to Masaka, where life has normalized in Greater Masaka following the recent attacks that left many lives lost and scores injured by machete-wielding thugs. The findings indicate that foot patrols, village security meetings are one of the interventions taken to overwhelm the assailants. Security in Greater Masaka has been on a test for the last weeks after rampant killings by unknown assailants major in Masaka and Rengo district. Security experts reveal that the killings had no connection to property gains. The Vice Chairperson, Lango Parliamentary Caucus Okot Bitek, said there is need to reinforce community-based security interventions that can provide a long-lasting solution. Adoption of night patrols by vigilantes, neighborhood watch systems, and collaboration with security agencies have yielded results. The resident district commissioner, Chotera Moses Dumba, said mobilization of residents from village level to provide security to themselves and timely responses have also worked. Tight security operations in the most affected areas have recently contained these attacks. However, experts say government should consider revisiting its intelligence to find out the root cause of the recent killings and avoid further scenarios.
And on to the Ministry of Education and Sports, having issued a new curriculum known as Short School Calendar, aimed at maximizing the lost time students and pupils lost to ensure that they cover all it takes for them to pass. This curriculum will be applied irrespective of the level of education. Anxiety in the country as the education sector still awaits for its reopening after a long partial lockdown following the COVID-19 pandemic upsurge. The Ministry of Education and Sports now says it has come up with a new curriculum to bridge the lost time pupils and students have spent out of schools and higher institutes of learning. This curriculum is designed to have the students availed with knowledge and information they missed during the lockdown in a short time. Mugimba says girls who got pregnant in the pandemic season are also given a second chance in the curriculum. Mugimba, however, says that this will be done in the observancy of the standard operating procedures to curb the spread of the pandemic. In another development, the Ministry of Health has now embarked on fighting the premature rates as well as the catering for the patient's safety, especially mothers and their newborn babies.
International stories, and we'll be looking at Afghanistan, a first foreigner fly out of Kabul there since US pulled out. Now, dozens of international passengers, including UK citizens, have flown out of Kabul in the first such flight since US forces left the country. Now, the Qatar Airways charter flight landed in Qatar capital Doha on Thursday, with a second flight due on Friday. US Secretary of State Antony Blinken urged help with evacuations during a recent visit to Qatar. Now, hundreds of Afghanistan citizens who had helped the U.S. military were unable to get out of last month's U.S. aircraft. Now, Reuters news agency also reported that at least 113 people were on that plane. UK Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab said 13 British citizens had arrived in Doha and thanked Qatar for facilitating the flights. Now, also back to USA, we'll be looking at Joe Biden orders employees of big businesses to be vaccinated or face testing. That it will be mandatory. The US President Joe Biden has announced sweeping new COVID-19 measures that require workers at large companies to be vaccinated or face weekly testing. Now, the measures include a vaccine mandate for at least for millions of federal government workers, and comes as Mr. Biden faces pressure to combat the surge in the cases. Over 650 Americans have died with COVID-19 and many more are still hospitalized. The president had promised a summer freedom from the virus, but the Delta variant has since then caused more infections. Now, we'll cross back Africa, where we'll be looking at Ethiopia's comes out to say that Tigray forces beaten in Afar. Tigrayan deny as well. Now, the Ethiopian federal government said that rival forces of the war-hit Tigray region had been beaten in the neighboring Afar region and had withdrawn, but the Tigrayan forces said this was simply a lie. The TPLF forces have left Afar. Foreign Ministry spokesperson Dina Mufti told Reporter News, and he also added that the capital, Addis Ababa, shall be the reigning force to trigger all these attacks by the TPLF. And they said that according to military information, they were defeated and they left without any resistance. The Tigrayan spokesperson Gatwich Rada, speaking to Reuters news agency by satellite phone from an undisclosed location, said the Ethiopian authorities had only now realized Tigrayan forces had withdrawn.
Headlines: climate change is making some species of animals shape-shift. Well, humans are not the only ones adapting to the effects of global climate change, as animals are also adapting to the environmental changes, and some warm-blooded animals are beginning to shape-shift their bodies in response to the shifts in climate. According to a recent study in the Trends of Ecology and Evolution led by Sarah Riding, a researcher at Deakin University of Australia, in the study, researchers identified new evidence that supports the theory that some warm-blooded animals are experiencing changes due to their bodies due to the rising temperatures, resulting in larger legs, ears, beaks in some cases. Now, the researchers noted that according to the principle known as Allen's rule, warm-blooded animals living in cold climates tend to have smaller appendages like beaks and legs than animals of the same species living in warmer climates. Now, a lot of the time when climate change is discussed in mainstream media, people are asking, can humans overcome this, or what technologies can resolve this? Riding said in the news release from Cell Press. Now, she said that just like humans, animals also have to adapt to climate changes, as shape-shifting for some of the warm-blooded animals are occurring over a far shorter time scale than would usually be expected. Wow, that is an interesting one. I've seen those things in the movies where you see animals shifting, actually even humans, in the case of vampires, and now it is real. It's real. We are seeing animals that are beginning to shape-shift to adapt to the changes in climate.
There is a bird I saw there, which is the parrot, that has seen a couple of Ugandans arrested.
Why? How?
It's called the African grey parrot. You see, many homes have parrots, but should who find you with a parrot in your home and you don't have a permit,
A license for it, okay.
you can face up to 6 years imprisonment. I know about 5 people that have been arrested, sentenced, and the way who does its things, they are so quick. You are arrested, paraded in court, then sentenced, and you're like, oh. So if you're there, the parrot is a very good bird, but make sure you have all the documentation and the authority to have that parrot. Otherwise, when they come to your home and ever get to know you have it, you might end up having 6 years in prison.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be in the reserve, and it's one way to protect some of these species, have them in the reserve, so that they're accounted for, and because there at least you can have researchers study them, study that kind of evolution. Yeah.
Okay, I'm still digesting the fact that it causes them to have shorter beaks, smaller bodies, the adaptation to
larger
the new
legs.
normal. Which reminds me of school times. I remember in P7, so we were a bit like a very tall class in P6. Then we went to P7. Then the ones that were in P5 come to P6. So one time we were in a parade, and then we realized suddenly this class of P6 were quite very short, like all of them, even the tallest was really very short, and now it made us look like we're giants, in school. Yeah. And I thought to myself, like, how can the whole class be this short? Perhaps it was shape-shifting then.
Maybe they were
just
a time when the weather was either too cold or too hot.
Possibly. They were born around
a hot time.
Yeah. Really, so that theory is far-fetched. Weren't you just young, you guys?
By the way,
you were probably young and you were not
yet I do subscribe to it because, for example, you have people. Each one of us has people who has actually moved to the diaspora where the conditions are quite different, and so they experience the winter, which affects their melanin and actually causes their melanin to change. So someone comes back light skin and people think, zigo. But the reality of the matter is that because of the difference in the climate there, it causes them to actually adapt, and adapting causes changes to skin, to growth, development, things like that. Yeah.
Well, we are not the only ones. Even animals apparently have started doing that.
Now I know.
They are protecting themselves as well. So,
which actually goes to show you how big God is. Yeah, but also speaking of wheat, here in Uganda, yesterday there's a story I wanted to talk about, and I was wanting to have a conversation about it. We do have Isimba Dam that is now done and dusted. It's a hydro water dam. Also, we do have the Karuma Dam that has been serving its country for a while. These dams, the Board of Tourism is choosing to actually start using them as tourist attractions. So they're going to be added to tourist attractions. So when people come to visit Uganda, they're going to take them to the dams. How does that become a tourist attraction thing?
It actually is, because I think a lot of us growing up, we did study about the Owen Falls Dam, now the Narubale Dam, I think. So you really want to see the reality in that. So the need that we also feel to actually go to Narubale, see the dam, can be an interesting one. Now imagine people coming to Uganda and realizing this, because people who have done some geography about Uganda know about the Owen Falls Dam, but now we have evolved. We have Isimba Dam. It's looking nice. So it will be nice to also add it to the go-tos, the must go to.
You remember back in school we had those school tours where we used to go to Nile, the source of the Nile, for a visit. Now imagine you take your people to, Isimba Dam to just show them, look, this is how water is being hydrated. That is the power source, electricity. Then this one moves into the wires, then the wires connect power to these parts of Uganda.
Priscilla, let me tell you, I've seen a number of people still getting arrested for taking pictures on Karuma Dam. That area where you're not supposed to take any picture, so you're arrested. So this pioneering and your generation of selfies.
Selfies.
So, you see, there's so much you learn when you visit such areas? People would have loved to, but some of them have been cordoned off for specific purposes. I believe any person coming from outside countries would want to see how do we generate our electricity, what type of technology are we using, and they would pay. Then also for us, domestic tourism, there is so much desire for a person to know how does electricity, how do we get electricity from just water and turbines? All this technology, it's something I believe that will fetch a lot of money and will save the arrests of people who have been just taking a photo or moving.
You have talked about fetching money. Another thing that I think it could actually, Uganda can actually milk from this time around is our sports. Recently I saw a picture of a Tanzanian soccer club. It's called Simba Soccer Club, which that what you're seeing on the screen there, that's the Simba Soccer Club, who are the reigning champions for the Tanzanian League, Premier League right now. That picture is taken at the shores of Lake Tanganyika, and for me that's promotion of the beauty that country Tanzania has. And so when you add sports and tourism, you actually can go a long way in marketing, because so many people, I mean, the whole world is always glued to sports. Currently we do have the US Open, and has brought a highlight to the Americans and also New York in particular, even regardless of the Hurricane Ida. So I think if we can actually optimize on sports as an avenue to promote our tourism, it could go a long way. Felix, wouldn't you agree?
And probably also something we must bring into contemplation is that there's also academic tourism. So probably those dams will form very much of that.
Studies, okay.
Yeah, that's why you have the Chirabos of this world go to zoos, sometimes not necessarily for enjoyment, but there's so much to learn. When you talked about the wires, like how does water turn into power? You know, and how does it move from there? So there's so much to learn. I guess that's the mind of what people, the crafters of all this thing of having dams becoming tourist sites. But guess what else is in our site today is the Bunjovilles. And clearly we cannot, I don't know how better we can say it, that we're very happy to have you. Good morning.
Good morning.
You guys have been missing in the picture for quite some time.
Yeah.
How have you been?
We've been okay with the lockdown and everything.
Oh, there's still lockdown?
No, before, because the last time
okay.
I met it was lockdown. After, yeah.
So how's been life?
It's been okay. Yeah.
How's home?
Home is
How's
good.
Mzee? I saw Mzee on TV sometime.
Yeah.
I was just doing good. How is church?
Church is okay. We're doing
How is
online.
music?
Music is good. Yeah.
Everything is good. So lockdown did.
No, I was about to continue and say that we have
It's all about not complaining.
You're about to continue.
I was going to say that we have an upcoming EP in December. So yeah.
EP is what?
EP is what
Like
exactly?
a mini, what you may call a mini album, kind of, like with
So
7
by
songs
mini
and so on.
means, album's supposed to have like how many songs?
Like 7, about 7.
That's an album, right?
Yeah, 12.
So mini means you have 3.5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah, actually 4.
Let
4.
me get this straight. You mean that the half song would be we shall start from there.
The instrumental without.
Okay.
That's good. That's good. So you guys are having a
An EP, right?
EP.
Yeah.
In you say?
Yes. in
Wow.
December.
And what's the inspiration? What kind of music are you doing this time?
Well, the EP is called Eyes on You, and there are a couple of songs pouring his mighty works. So, yeah, you gotta be ready for it.
We can't wait. We can't wait. So today being a Friday, we ushering into the weekend. I don't know what before lockdown. How did you guys spend your weekends? By the way, just for curiosity.
Roughly?
Let's stay with you.
Okay.
Lockdown.
Before that whole lockdown thing happened, I'm quite a stay-home person actually. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw you some.
Where?
I'm just.
Yeah. Most of my time, if it's not ministry, if it's not, I like staying home. I like doing my thing in the room and just maybe
So you're a
studying.
loner.
Yeah, I could be a loner. I could be. I'm half both. I could be an half extrovert,
Who?
an ambivert.
Ambivert.
Yeah, half extrovert, half introvert.
So I have, when we said you guys were coming, there's someone who sent in a message and asked me to ask you about your love life as musicians.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I'll start with you.
Me?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
you're the loner.
Love life in terms of our.
You're married.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I am currently single. Yeah.
And single is a situation. You see, we have Famba here,
Status.
we have NASA, we have Brother Jatini. Anyway, I'll introduce those guys after the show. And
Yeah, I'm also single.
now I know that guy is not singing.
Yeah, this
He doesn't look singing.
Yeah.
So, Chidabo, that man is called Chidabo Robert. He's my very, very good friend, and the rest you know. Robert, say what you,
I say,
what about,
well, first, the
what
Bunjo.
advice do you give? In Uganda, we say, "Wasibiri intanda."
Basibiri intend.
Anyway, Robert, don't worry.
No, Felix.
Okay, in just a
when the two
second.
said they were single, it was
In
like
just a
shock.
second.
But I just want to tell them, in God's right time, the right person will come. There's no need to worry. For the men, make money. For the lady,
Well, of course, we will be
Hold on,
giving you
hold
our
on.
poll question, and basically today, because we're having a band, I want you to tell us what's your long time or lifetime band, which is your best band, and what is your best production you know of. Let's share with us any band in the world, Uganda, Kenya, the world, whatever. It could be anything, so that we also, for us, our best band is here with us. So I don't know how you'll be able to find yours and where you'll be finding yours. So we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll be unleashing Bunjoville with their performance. Good morning.
From UBC Studios in Kampala.
that enables us all to continue each in their own way, because we are all different, even according to each individual's work. But what joins us to become one person is the sweetness from the flavored drink Alleluia Jingati drink and Alleluia Tamarind drink. The flavor that quenches your thirst while at the same time treating and healing your body, because it is 100% natural. Enjoy the drink that has got the tamarind juice in it. Made by Alleluia Reflexology, Healthy Solutions and Nutritional Research Center Limited. Get yourself a bottle of Alleluia from all shops around.
This is Good Morning Uganda.
Ekya COVID-19 kijja kuggwa only if we stay at home, observe physical distancing, wear masks properly, sanitize or wash our hands with soap and water regularly, or get vaccinated now.
It's Freaky Friday from Airtel. Buy or gift. Buy or give.
Get freaky too! Dial *149*10# to load a Freaky Friday bundle for you to enjoy the best offers on voice and data.
To buy a bundle for friends and family, dial *149*10*5#. Freaky Friday with Airtel. Buy or gift a bundle today. Dial *149*10# to get started. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Getting GoTV was the best decision James has ever made. Finding a good place to watch football was never easy, but it was costly. Until James discovered something big. Now he can finally enjoy the benefits of home-grown advantage with a decoder and 1 month of GoTV Valley. For just 25,000 shillings, enjoy the world's biggest leagues and cup competitions. GoTV Uganda, love it.
When you talk about our motherland Uganda, the Pearl of Africa, you cannot fail to smile because of the smile that fills the faces of the citizens. Our nice good weather and nature that sustains us all, that enables us all to continue each in their own way, because we are all different even according to each individual's work. But what joins us to become one person is the sweetness from the flavored drink Alleluia Jingati drink and Alleluia Tamarind drink. The flavor that quenches your thirst while at the same time treating and healing your body, because it is 100% natural. Enjoy the drink that has got the tamarind juice in it. Made by Alleluia Reflexology, Healthy Solutions and Nutritional Research Center Limited. Get yourself a bottle of Alleluia from all shops around.
Five for five, 5 times the winning, yeah. 5 times the happiness, yeah. 5 times the luckiness, yeah. 5 for 5, oh yeah. It's 5 for 5. 5 for 5, 5 times the money, yeah. 5 times the shopping, yeah. 5 times the prizes, yeah. 5 for 5, oh yeah. It's 5 for 5. 5 for 5.
Win 100,000 Uganda shillings weekly in the 5 for 5 jackpot. Simply download the Center mobile app. Click Center on the go to open your account online. Transact 5 times or more using Center Mobile, Center Visa, and Center Agent to stand a chance to win. The more you transact, the higher your chances of winning. So, participate in the 5 for 5 jackpot and win millions in daily and weekly prizes. The 5 for 5 jackpot is brought to you by Centenary Bank, our bank. Centenary Bank is regulated by the Bank of Uganda. Customer deposits are protected by the Deposit Protection Fund.
This is Good Morning Uganda.
Special Friday it is. We continue to our 7 a.m. hour this Friday morning as we get into the 10th day of September 2021. So is the month of September moving at a rapid speed, but we want to slow that down for you by causing an interruption, which is a musical interruption with us. And Good Morning Uganda is Bunjoville, who are joining us this morning. This is, I think, at that time with us here, meaning that's how much you guys actually enjoy their music. Now they are a multi-genre band and they also do fusion music, which is what they're going to give us here on Good Morning Uganda, and then we get into discussions. There's schools, because some of them are in school, and this morning we actually read something that has come out of the Ministry of Education and Sports calendar, saying that they're going to come out with a mini curriculum that can sort out the gap that has been created by schools being closed. Anyway, we start off with a musical fast and then we get into this conversation. Introducing to you the Bunjoville.
Hi everybody, this is Bunjoville UG. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. The song that we're going to sing is a Bunjoville original, and may God bless you as you listen. Grace of God shines bright like a morning star, bringing hope to the lost soul, making glad to the broken-hearted, bringing life to my bones. I am free, I am free, I am free, yeah, for the Spirit of the Lord is here. Oh, for the Spirit of the Lord is here. Come on. Fill me up, fill me to the brim, Lord, I want my cup to overflow. Satisfy my soul, Lord, till I can never thirst no more. Take this life and transform it and change it, 'cause your grace is amazing for me. You're my number one lover, you're the lover of my soul. Only you I know, only you, Lord. You take me higher, higher than I've ever been before. New horizons I explore. I am free, I am free, I am free, yeah. For the Spirit of the Lord is here. Oh, for the Spirit of the Lord is here. I am free, I am free, I am free, I the Spirit of the Lord is here.
You know, multi-genre. So which genre would this be?
Which genre would this be, Joel? What do you think? A fusion of
Katogo of what?
Like,
urban, right? Like
yeah,
a bit of
urban, jazzy, because there are those jazz chords.
Jazz chords. So it's like a mixture of both of them.
So urban music fused with jazz. Okay, that's interesting. Incepted in 2015, you guys have moved a mile into your 6th year. Well done.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I know. We need to do like a celebration.
Need to have like a celebration, right?
So we want to throw back to what has the journey been like for each one of you? I will start with you.
Okay.
What has the journey been like for you? I know you're all siblings, come from the same family, and that must be tough. Because just growing up with my brother, wow, we used to love each other by fighting.
Exactly.
Today we hug it out, but when we were growing up, it was fights.
It was different, yeah.
So what was it like for you to actually, as brothers and sisters, to be able to now do music?
Okay. 2015, that was, I think I was in year 12. That's like equivalent to S5.
Okay.
So I think us, we weren't the siblings that fight physically. Maybe, of course, we'd have like a few of disagreements, but we'd never, like, I don't remember any of them laying hands on me. Maybe when we were kids, Jojo, you know, a little bit. When we were kids, and like he was the only child, and I came in. That's the only physical thing we had. But apart from that, we didn't really. I think we're calm people. So I think we'd avoid conflict in a way, but then still would get disagreements. So it's been a journey for us, honestly, being siblings and also being in a band. Of course, not everyone is agreeing to the song that you've written or the chords to a certain kind of song. But above all, I like that we all have the same music taste. So it's like we have the same minds in a weird way. So it has been a good journey, honestly, most of it.
Okay. All right. We do have Joel. Joel, the different genres of music, and 6 years down the road, do you appreciate having taken that road and standing out as a band?
Yeah, actually I do. I do appreciate it because there is a way it opens your mind to some different kind of life, you know, because people sing about different stuff, different things, you know, some sing about nature, and you know, all these different genres represent the different feelings of people. So it has been really a nice and very fun journey, and I'm looking forward to, you know, continuing.
Okay, all right. I will have the bishop of the team.
CEO.
Okay, you'll come to the microphone. Jojo, you're the team leader of this band.
Sure.
I know you got yourselves thrown into the deep end, and then voila, 6 years down the road, you've still maintained leadership over this band. We commend you for the job you've done. But leaders always have to, you know, struggle with a lot of things. Getting people on the same board, putting things together, everything falls on you. Funding the team also falls on you. What have been the challenges as a leader? And your learning lessons?
Yeah, well, of course, I'm learning by the day. But my challenges have been, I think the most challenging thing I've come across is casting vision for the band, because as a leader, when you're leading, vision often evolves with time. So having to stay at the front and trying to give direction to my teammates has been a challenge. Well, it wouldn't be like a really bad challenge. It's just like a healthy challenge that to keep you at the front, keep you fresh. As a leader, you need to keep fresh. You need to keep thinking and dreaming, praying, and so keeping up with that has been a challenge. But I would call it a healthy challenge because you know, it's what every leader is supposed to do. Yeah. So.
Okay, another tough one. These are your siblings. Do you have to separate yourself from the fact that these are siblings? Now, this is sibling time. This is team time. This is band time. So do you get to have to split in address of those things?
Yeah, depending on the situation, because as a band and with all the other members that are not have not been able to be here, one thing that we thrive on is chemistry. So, and which comes from that aspect of growing up together, being siblings and stuff. But then there are occasions where we need to now be professional, and you need to, you know, get that bad face out and you know, shout at someone, or not really shout in a bad way, but you know, like, you know,
put them in line.
Yeah, put them in line, basically.
Okay.
So yeah, I think it's just been a balance of the two. Yeah.
Okay, you have talked about chemistry. We want to hear more of that chemistry through the music. So let's do another song.
All right, so the next song that we're going to sing is by the Collective UG. Okay. Yeah, shout out to the Collective UG. So this song is called Your Love, and may God bless you as you listen. If I could speak in the tongues of love, still I could not say what your love really is. It's better than riches, better than gold, better than a life filled with all I want. I know I am nothing without your love. Your son gave his life so that we would know it's better than riches, it's better than gold, better than a life filled with all I want. Your love is pure and your love is kind. Your love, don't ask the reasons why. It's better than riches, it's better than gold, better than a life filled with all I want. I know I am nothing without your love. Your son gave his life so that we would know it's better than riches, it's better than gold, it's better than a life filled with all I want. And your love is pure, and your love is kind, and your love, don't ask the reasons why. It's better than riches, it's better than gold, it's better than a life filled with all I want. Your love is pure, your love is kind, your love, don't ask the reason why. It's better than riches, better than gold, better than a life filled with all I want. It's better than riches, it's better than gold, it's better than a life filled with all I want.
The love of God, we cannot speak enough about it. More so, COVID-19 has brought us to that realization that the higher being, God himself, is the ultimate, no matter what. Whether you go to church or not, no wonder the president was right. Even if you close the churches, God is still going to remain alive. You know, let's talk about churches being closed, by the way. You are pastors' kids. Churches are under lockdown. Are you not supposed to be like mad? Because, you know, are you not asking yourself where the people of God?
Not really, because at the end of the day, this happened for a reason. And at the end of the day, our sole goal is to also obey our leader, which is the president. So despite the fact that we miss being with people and fellowshipping and just singing all together, we have to obey our president and see that we end this pandemic.
Obey the laws of the land.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Please join us on Good Morning Uganda. Send us a WhatsApp on the line on your screen. Let us know where you are watching us from and which is your best band by far worldwide in Uganda. We do have some responses here. Someone saying, good morning, this is easy. Well, thank you so much for the show. My best band is Bunjaville and 316 Music.
Wow.
Okay. All right. Another message that is coming in here. You can use that same line to actually send us a text in case you don't have data. Hi, this is Tina Desire and tuned in from Kawanda. Thank you so much, Tina. She says that tell the Bondaville band to play me Song of David, Mob Love. Yeah, Song of David. Yeah, no, actually, you guys actually do Song of David.
Son of David.
Son of David.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Right now?
Right now.
Right
Right
now.
now.
No problem. Let's go to B. All right, this goes out to you, Tina, and everyone that is watching, and Priscilla. Yes, it's a song to remind you that Jesus will always come through in our weakness, and He's our strength in everything. Amen. Okay. This is a Bunjaville original called Son of David. You can find it on all our platforms on iTunes, Spotify, Apple Music. You can put it in Google, Tidal, everywhere. Audio Mac. Yeah. God bless you. I heard you heal the broken life, and I heard you mend the broken heart, and I heard you restore the broken soul. Son of David, pass me not. And I heard you heal the broken life. I heard you mend the broken heart, and I heard you restore the broken soul. Son of David, pass me not. Son of David, 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 pass me not. And I heard you raise the dead to life. Lord, I heard you clothe a man with might, and I heard you raise men on eagle's wings. Son of David, pass me not. And I heard you raise the dead to life. I heard you clothe a man with might, and I heard you raise men on eagle's wings. Son of David, pass me not. I heard you raise men on eagle's wings. Son of David, pass me not. Oh, Son of David, 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 pass me not. Oh, Son of David, 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 pass
David, yeah. Son of David, son of David, son of David, pass me not. Son of David, pass me not.
We're very happy, and now you have actually sparked people to send and give us a flood of messages. Hi, this is Glosh. I love the band so much, and thank you so much, and keep the heart that is always there to inspire me. Okay, someone is even sending in a request. We do have good morning, everyone. I'm Tevin, farm to Bunjaville. Bunjaville has really been at heart watching from home with siblings. Special thanks to Jojo, CEO of Frisella, and Joel. Please play me Tore the Veil. Okay, hi, it's James tuned in from Bunamwaya. I love this band, and wow, thank you so much for a great show. Morning has been brightened up. Well, James, that's what we are all about here every Friday on Good Morning Uganda. Bunjaville, my best band. You bless me always. Keep the fire burning, guys. This is Pastor Samuel Wanyama. Well, thank you so much, Pastor Samuel. Okay, a floodgate of messages continue to come in. Okay, just taking one last one. Hello, good morning. Pascal from Abim Karamoja. I would like to thank the team from Bunjaville for the inspiring song. Okay, God bless you. And one last one. Good morning. This is Magara Anwalu. Viewing from Ginger City. Their music is taking me process by process. Keep up, brothers. Okay, thank you so much. We go into a break, and when we return, we get to look at all the stories that have actually made headlines in this second week of September 2021 with Robert Chirabo.
This is Good Morning Uganda.
Echa COVID-19 kijja kuggwa only if we stay at home, observe physical distancing, wear masks properly, sanitize or wash our hands with soap and water regularly, or get vaccinated now.
Pick of the day on UBC, brought to you by.
Their job is to keep you and me healthy and well. But sometimes they try in vain.
Was brought to you by.
We've cut and reduced our MTN Momo withdrawal rates. Now you can withdraw mobile money at the lowest rates. You also get MTN Central Points when you deposit, send, and withdraw MTN mobile money. Visit our Momo agents countrywide and withdraw mobile money at our reduced rates from 1st May 2021. Everywhere you go, MTN.
When you talk about our motherland Uganda, the pearl of Africa, you cannot fail to smile because of the smile that fills the faces of the citizens. Our nice good weather and nature that sustains us all, that enables us all to continue each in their own way, because we are all different even according to each individual's work. But what joins us to become one person is the sweetness from the flavored drink Alleluia Jingati drink and Alleluia Tamarind drink. The flavor that quenches your thirst while at the same time treating and healing your body because it is 100% natural. Enjoy the drink that has got the tamarind juice in it. Made by Alleluia Reflexology, Healthy Solutions and Nutritional Research Center Limited. Get yourself a bottle of Alleluia from all shops around.
This is Good Morning Uganda. This is Good Morning Uganda. This is Good Morning Uganda.
And of course, to spice up your morning, what a wonderful song by, that is the Bon Jovi, Son of David. Well, I like that part where I heard you raise men on eagle's wings. Lord, today raise me on eagle's wings. But it is time we also look at some of the stories that have made headlines throughout the week. And I don't do this alone. I'm with the lady herself, that is the moralist. I love calling her that because whatever it is, she'll still have a connection to that, and that is Rachel Takali. Good morning, Rachel.
Hello.
Nice seeing you this week. I don't know how it has been. Has it been a fair one?
Well, it's been okay. Some terrible things, but
definitely, yes.
Life goes on.
And the usual, that is Felix Nkunda, with whom we are always here. And we are going to be looking at some of these stories. This week has had a number of stories that have dominated.
Rachel is a moralist. Me, I'm what now? I was also waiting to
LA leader.
The catechist, really? Okay.
That's still in that realm, eh?
It's a good thing. I'm proud. But I used to be, by the way.
Oh.
I remember when, my grandmother, there's a part of my life where I did catechism with her. Yeah, so I'm qualified for that.
Okay, well, let's just look at some of the stories that have been in this week. We've had a lot of stories, and I think for me, the most disappointing story has been the Munyonyo, where the body was found in a septic tank. I remember this man, Onebe Francis, was all over the media, calling upon people, anyone with knowledge where the wife could have been. It's something we're going to discuss, but also very shocking once he said the drone movement had taken the wife, only the wife's body to be found. That was yesterday in a septic tank in a home. So that is one of the stories that really hasn't we look at how still morals, how people are going to that level. But also we saw the collapsed building. It's dominated the week, story after story, KCCA investigating, the engineers board investigating, and so much. We also had, that is the arrest. First there was summons, then arrest and detention in Chigo prison of Alan Sewanyana and Segrinya Mohammed. We also had KCCA coming up clearly and saying we need to have a revised plan that would decongest the city. Among these, and of course Masaka dominating, still more coming in now. At least there's a ray of hope and peace, and business is going back to normal in this part of the country, Greater Masaka. But I'll start with you, Rachel Takali, with this horrific scene where at one time we saw images, post missing person, please give a reward. Of course, investigations are still ongoing. But if we look at how far the morals of this country have gone, we're just talking of massacre, human beings cutting a fellow human being, using a panga, this panga wielding men, and now we find a person, they kill a person, bury the, or dump the body in a septic tank.
I think it's a trend. It's a sign of the times. You were talking about the band. What did they call it? Bujinkoville?
Bunjoville.
I think we need God more than we ever needed him before. Because really and truly, when you look at this particular case, the Munyonyo case, this evil behavior is not a preserve of the underprivileged, because Onebe is well healed. I think he's a man of some education.
Certified accountant.
Yes, he's a man of some education. The woman had her own business firm, and ironically, it's a security firm. He was a family man. He had a nice home. So these things are not a preserve. You know, there's a way of considering these a preserve of those people who are particularly disadvantaged, the literate to semi-literate. Evil is evil. And I think we can see that this kind of evil will find you anywhere. This is Munyonyo. It's a leafy suburb, if you will. So if we don't take this thing as a societal problem collectively, we really will not make much headway. Look at the allegations that are now being faced by the MPs. MPs are at a certain level in society. I'm not saying they did this, but if they did, it shows you where we are.
We've ever had an MP who committed murder, that is Hussein Godi Akbar, when he killed the fiancée that was Rehema. If you remember, when he said there was the National Theatre watching a play, but later when gun cartridges recovered show that they belonged to his personal pistol and evidence pinned him, and now he's serving 25 years sentence for the murder of the girlfriend.
Of course, before that, and they tell us it's coming out soon, there was former Toro Premier Katuramo, who was also exceedingly well heeled at the time. But they accused him of egregious crimes in that part of the country. So what we're saying is that as society, we need to look long and hard into where we really went wrong. This situation, and this is an older couple. The late Mrs. Onebe is 62 or was 62 or 63.
63.
So what would cause a man who had been with his wife all these years, if he in fact did it, to descend on her with such cruelty? To actually look us, or the camera in the eye, the security forces, and claim that they did this. There's something very wrong.
I last saw my wife, it was around 8 when she had gone to buy food, and she never returned. But there was someone trained, we saw a drone, giving every kind of information relevant to discover.
Forcing this thing on them.
Yes.
But more than that, I think what this points out to us is that the police, the Uganda police, I don't know if the military was involved in this, but it's usually police work this, shows that Uganda police is capable of excellent work. We don't know why sometimes they appear incapable. I don't know what gets in the way of some of these cases. For example, if you compare the two, you compare the Masaka situation, they were accused of being slow, they were accused of being lax, they were accused of compromising and being complicit in these crimes. And there was a time lag there. If in fact they have come up with the culprits, it's commendable, but they could have done better. So the long and the short is that this police force of ours that has been heaped with all kinds of insults and been really regarded as people who have no place in our society anymore, are really capable of doing some very good things.
They're really capable, and they have done this year. I'll bring in the Masaka story. And Felix, when we see now at least peace is being restored in Greater Masaka after a spell of about a month and almost continued death day after day, one hacked, two hacked like that. So we saw police moving, the security minister was there, the CDF was there, Minister of Internal Affairs also went there, and we now see peace. But we also see the arrest of 2 members of parliament on 4 counts, 3 that is charges of murder and 1 attempted murder.
Well, Robert, what's been happening in the greater region of Masaka is not an isolated practice in our history, probably also in practices of this country. Between you and me, acts like this have stretched back as far as Obote. I mean, now, of course, they found their way to the President Museveni's regime. You know as a fact that security is a best confine of the government. Because of the kind of what we call the social contract between people or the citizens and the government, it is incumbent on government to endeavor to make sure that the people are secure. Whenever they are not, it is government to blame. Then that would mean that it is the duty of government through its institutions to find the people who actually perpetrate such kind of criminality. Yesterday I was joking with one of my colleagues, a politician, and I was telling him that had you, the first time you noticed these Bijambia people in Masaka, you should have just invited Kyagulanyi to walk. It would have quickened deployment. Instead of being there crying, batuta, batuta. That's
not very nice of you, is it?
No, because at least with that, we would be sure there would be deployment. Surely. as a matter of fact.
But the purpose also will determine, and the modus of
it would get lost within that. It would get lost in that. It would be the end wouldn't justify the means. At least we would have security there. So, but it was on a lighter note.
The good thing you've said you were joking.
Well, it was on
a
lighter
note, a joke, yes.
But the depth of this is that there's been some level of regaining stability in the region, and that we must applaud the efforts of government, at least up till today. When you see the ministers there, the commanders, everyone is there, it shows that government is not taking this lightly. And for me, that's super. We saw the caucus of Uganda, and of course the leadership, the members of parliament there, trying to make an effort, a civil effort. I want to add that. They try to make some civil efforts to see how they can meet the people, the victims and all this kind of people, to, I don't know for what reason, probably to give them confidence. I don't know in which capacity. And no wonder when the minister came in was questioning, you don't have a right to start getting...
Yes.
And for me, I think that was a bad, good approach, because when it happened, it attracted other people to come in, and it worked probably in their desire. And at least up to that point, there have been people who have been arrested. Some people have given confessions. That has come out quite many a times. I've had almost ministers talk about it, that there have been confessions, and confessions. And because of such confessions, we've been able to get at least members of parliament, 2 of them, sent to remand in Chitalia for about 108 days.
Chigo prison.
Is it Chigo?
Yes.
Oh.
The magistrate sentenced them to Chitalia, but then they were driven to Chigo prison.
Maybe they were driven for a report, then back to Chigo, because now we take what's on record. We didn't want to take what...
The prisons clarified that the laws that govern the Commissioner General of Prisons to transfer any prisoner at any moment to another prison,
which is okay. I don't think where they are or not, as long as they're in the confines of prisons, that's good enough, whether it's whatever. But there's been all this discussion that has sort of like tried to make it look like it's a political matter.
Well, some think it's even diversionary, just to...
That, and I like the fact that you're using the word think. But you see, criminality, when you want to study sociology, criminality, and you also add what we call penology, you do not exonerate any pattern of criminality. Once you start doing that, you lose it. You cannot say, then you're missing the purpose of criminality or criminology and penology. It is, because that's why in Anglophone, we normally say that there's what we call a burden of proof. You are alleged. Now, thereafter, the person who alleges
must prove.
So now, the onus in law is on those who are alleging that Sewanyan and Segirinya are part of this circuit. So the onus is on the DPP and the state to prove. So let's give them a benefit of doubt up to that point. You see, there are 2 things we must be able to detach, and I've said time and again. The legalese and morality. It could look morally wrong that members of parliament are being put in the dock because they are for opposition. But what is the legalese in terms of that? And the legalese will definitely cover the aspects of procedure and practice coupled with precedent and customs. And that is what we must uphold. Because if you want to struggle and talk about members of parliament, how about the people who have lost their people?
Who really want government?
Justice.
Yeah, they want justice.
Now, and that brings us to answer the question, how do we deliver justice when, like, people were saying that it can't be these people. Do you know the people? That would be the question. You're saying it is not Chidabo. Who is it then? I believe it's unfortunate. Let's hope justice will be delivered in the real sense of justice.
Well, Rachel, final on the massacre issue in a minute or 2.
I think the massacre issue or things like this actually return a sharp focus to what priorities of the society should be. And the well-being of its people must always be high up there. There are people who are saying, for example, that the state has continually shown that political actors require every resource under heaven to contain, as opposed to, for example, criminal activities that are usurping a society. I think there needs to be a realignment of our priorities as a society, a realignment of our focus, or a return to civility and even humanity. Even as Felix pointed out, if a political actor can attract convoys upon convoys, there's something very wrong with that, by the way. Why would one man cause an entire state to be taken, to be under siege? Yet a village can attract sporadic, small numbers at an unhurried pace. There's something very wrong with the way we are doing things these days. And such situations remind us continually.
Well, we hope that we've learned lessons from this wave. I think this is about the third wave in Greater Masaka. We hope also government will come up with a report, because reports help really to understand and explain and be accountable to the public. Who was killing these people? What methods were taken? How did you overcome this? So the public is out there waiting, waiting for a report.
Is key in
and also, I think we should be more proactive.
I think even the environment. What environment gives rise to such things?
And also, we need also to be more proactive. I was looking at some of the measures being put in place now that security is saying these are the reasons we've been able to fight. That at some time we
But
had
are they
these.
sustainable?
That sometimes, for example, Rachel, neighborhood watch, that they are now reactivating. Having members within the community, vigilantes protect themselves, give them the knowledge, the basics. Looking at improving deployments, you know, having stations.
And what about resources?
These are things that really we should stop firefighting. We should stop firefighting. I think we can better get organized.
You see, when you talk about all these things, it's sort of like trying to put in place and see how we can get it better. You do cause to take cognizance of the fact of the most epitome approach to security in terms of deployment. And that's the question. What informs the manner or the mannerism of deployment in this country? I know that Honorable Robert Chirabo is probably a commissioner in lands, in water, forest, whatever, mines and all these kind of things. But he has 7 security guards. A village called X or Nakapiditi or whatever you want to call it has 2
one police post every 10 miles.
And it has 1 officer who has no gun with a baton.
And a famished little dog.
And you want to tell me where's the priority? Now we must engage ourselves in having the bitter discussion about prioritizing the lives of Ugandans. And this is what one of my political friends, is also my uncle, Semuju Nganda, was telling me yesterday, that also, you see, look here, if these people cannot protect the people, can we have a discussion in people-centered protective ways? You get the point. If the forces are not enough for the masses, let's get into the discussion. If you remember the RCs, the former setups,
and of course,
how do we engage the communities to be their own security?
We may not have enough forces as a country, Uganda, that yes, you cannot have a 1 police officer per 500 people as recommended internationally. But what we can do, I want to tell you, one of the things for me why I feel maybe there is something lacking. 1, improve intelligence. Rachel, we have PISOs, we have GISOs. There is so much of insecurity. There are so many offices, right from grassroots, that are in charge of security in this country. So how do we empower them to be functional enough? Because you may not have the policemen that will be there, but how does this entire system? I see there's a lot of people maybe being idle or not suiting.
Redundant.
Or redundancy, not being up to their game.
Do they even know what they're supposed to do?
If you have a PISO, you have a DISO.
You have so many
it doesn't mean he knows what he should be doing.
Then you have Secretary for Defense.
Chirabo, more than that. When will the government make an effort to actually listen and respond to its own citizens. Many MPs in Greater Masaka asked for an emergency lifting of curfew restrictions so that the people can also be in the bushes waiting for these people. And no one was listening. No one paid them any mind. Why? As I said, if you cannot provide the manpower, you cannot provide the weapons.
With the people.
Why aren't you ever going to listen to these people? What is wrong with someone saying, please, between 7 and 10,
at least,
allow this besieged area to actually allow the men to go to the dark spots, 10 of them in every area, to see if these people will continue with this way of doing
Which is something
things.
that now they have done, where they have allowed committees coming up with few vigilantes that are going to do this. But of course also
but
that...
if you're in your house until morning, how does that help?
Also that had, I think...
They have told them to buy drums and whistles.
In your house, drumming and whistling? Inside your
if you hear someone passing, you whistle.
No, if maybe a neighbor makes an alarm. How was Chidawalime arrested? Vigilance. So some of these things, yes.
Was there a curfew then?
There wasn't curfew then, but of course, you know, if you just come out and say, okay, we've lifted in such an area, unorganized manner, I think that's some of the things.
Because, Robert, because we are trying to remedy a mischief.
This is emergency,
in particular. There's a problem. It's not for fun.
In this locality.
We're not saying people go to bars. It's not for fun. And that can be coupled with the security efforts.
Well, we hope and pray that these measures have been put in place will restore peace, will restore hope in the lives of Masaka. Finally, I want us to look at the story of this collapsed building that we had, that was a Sunday in Chisenyi, which collapsed. And of course, it has dominated the week where various information is coming in. KCS says, first and foremost, they violated laws that require them to have this building set up. Right from the onset, everything seemed to be wrong. The Professional Engineers Association has also added to the fact of poor building materials. I saw the Lord Mayor saying, arrest these people immediately, because actually the site engineer, the proprietor of this very building, violated to the letter all requirements of KCCA for you to have such a building. Rachel, this is not the first time. We've had these buildings collapse, kill people, but still, at the end of the day, we are looking for who has been held accountable.
I think the problem is what we've said many times, the crookedness at every level. KCCA is on record saying these particular powerful crooks have, first of all, they do get these, they do get permits of some sort, which they don't intend to observe anyway, and they don't. So, to circumvent the supervision and so on, they work feverishly at night. So during the day, you may see nothing going on, and then to find 2 stories in the morning.
Night and weekends.
So this crookedness, but many of these people, they also have security. We are talking about deployments. Who deploys these people? Because some of these people have security. And then at the same time, if you know, I know the officials at the review board or the officials at KCCA or the officials at police, I don't think the people directly involved live in Gulu. They see these things. They use the same roads. So you can't tell me this thing collapsed without anyone in police noticing there's something wrong, or anyone in the review board seeing that something is wrong, or anybody in whoever is directly concerned. So what we're saying is that society has gotten to a point where things that should concern us or that we should be doing something about are the very things we turn a blind eye to, only to start finger pointing, only to start wasting our time.
Post-mortem.
Only to start really annoying us. This is really what it is.
Well, we shall go for a break, and when we return, we'll still be discussing the issue of buildings collapsing in the city. Is it just about corruption, selective enforcement, and how best can we move forward? Let's first go for this break.
This is Good Morning Uganda.
It's Freaky Friday. Buy or gift. Buy or give.
Get freaky too! Dial *149*10# to load a Freaky Friday bundle for you to enjoy the best offers on voice and data.
To buy
star bundle for friends and family, dial star 149 star 10 star 5 hash. Freaky Friday with Airtel. Buy or gift a bundle today. Dial star 149 star 10 hash to get started. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Getting GoTV was the best decision James has ever made. Finding a good place to watch football was never easy, but it was costly. Until James discovered something big. Now he can finally enjoy the benefits of homegrown advantage with a decoder and 1 month of GoTV Valley. For just 25,000 shillings, enjoy the world's biggest leagues and cap competitions. GoTV Uganda, love it.
This is Good Morning Uganda.
Good morning once again. Thank you for being with us. It is our Friday edition where we mix a bit of music, some bit of jokes to usher you into the weekend, because it is, hey, a Friday, and we give you a feel of what you miss because of the lockdown. We're still looking at some of those stories that have made headlines this week, dominated the print and electronic media. And we are on the issue of collapsed buildings, which seems to become the order of the day in Kampala, Moso, capital city. Felix, one would wonder, is this corruption? Because, like Rachel said, these people not stay in Guru that are supposed to monitor. We must accept there could be challenges in terms of manpower, like the entire Kampala, that is KCCA, has 10 building inspectors in all the 5 divisions. Maybe one would say manpower, or is it selective enforcement, where this country have reached a point that I could be doing something wrong, you could be doing something wrong, but they may choose to apprehend you and leave me. Maybe, like one RCC said, in a moment, speak to this one.
No, but
actually,
what the RCC was saying, I heard him, and I find that also quite myopic. I don't think it's a big deal. You see, and even coming from the Bible perspective, favor is not fair. That's why I don't shy to enjoy my privilege. If I know Chidabo, I am privileged to do that. That's a chosen favor for me. So I will use that privilege.
When you to carry on,
as long as I am not stepping on anyone's toes. All right. I'm a government worker. I work with the media, and I was able to move in lockdown. That is a privilege I enjoy. I arrive my car happy. And that is it. So if I know Chidabo and Chidabo can help me, I found that quite myopic for him to say it was just for shows. But anyway, back to the whole story of the collapsed buildings. I saw the Lord Mayor on site, and he was saying that they should arrest the owners of the buildings and the engineers. Now, the Baganda, we have a saying that obukokolo bugeyangana. And I told myself, this Mr. Elias Lukwago should be the first person to be arrested. I wish he knew what he's saying. Like someone says, have you heard the...
What would be the charge in your book?
Whatever he wants them to charge the other people is what he will be charged of.
But for him, he's not where on the technical bodies. On the technical
he has the overseeing role. And so clearly he didn't oversee.
On the job?
Nothing.
He slept on duty.
And then I heard him continue to say, he could get never cases here to get a ban on his account. Now, at that point, he's not cases here.
Imagine.
He's not on, he's a political head and not in
political
the
head of what?
Of KCCA.
So I don't know at what point we will disseminate KCCA.
You have the political
when it's convenient.
And the technical wing.
So, the issue of Kampala Capital City Authority has unveiled both politics, technical, what you want to disseminate as technical, politics, whatever you want to call it, as a failed institution. You cannot have constant challenges. About 2 or 3 weeks, you had one in, is it Chitebi?
You had Chitebi, yes.
Chitebi, you had, and this has been a practice, a pattern. And probably the next 1 month you're going to get another one. I can tell you.
Maybe 3.
Or 3 or 4 or 5. But because of the gross impunity of leaders, now, there must be a difference between a leader and a worker. And that is where I want to take Lukwago on directly. He's not a worker in KCCA, just so you know. He's not there for career development.
Ceremonial.
No, I don't want to say that. But I know that an engineer there is on career development.
Yes.
And he can leave when he gets another. He's simply chasing a career. But there's a leader. A leader is different. That's why the argument you have with your house help isn't the same you have with your wife. You may be more angered when your wife probably every day breaks plates, but or you may be more angered by the house help. If they bring but the wife, you would simply tell them, I don't know if you get the point. There's a difference between a leader and a worker. Now Lukwago is a leader in Kampala.
A stakeholder, really.
A stakeholder than simply a worker. And that's why it is impugn of him to come and say they should arrest the engineers. And I was looking at him and saying, there's no one who knows how to slap. Probably next around these guys. Where's the enforcement? Let me tell you at this point, no one should be entering KCC apart from maybe the poor cleaners, maybe secretaries, because they have read it. But anyone who is in high office should not be entering that gate.
Away from KCCA, there's also this element of substandard building materials. One of the engineers, I think that is either the executive director of the review board, building review board, who said, look at the size of the turbines being used, the iron bars being used, and the quality of cement. But it seems also have a bigger problem away from the authority not doing what they're supposed to do. Counterfeit cement, these all the time here, steel and this substandard
let me just say
materials in building.
The most annoying and painful thing up till today.
But who will see them?
There is no one we say that someone from the board that certifies this meter imbwa to Mina. The cement, we are just here saying, they got 2 kids alive. Katonda yebale. Yes, Katonda yebale.
We are waiting for a report that gives us real information.
How do you tell me?
On how we are going to
and you're still saying the owner is on the run. How do you tell me that is deterrent enough to save us from other falling buildings in the next 2 or 3 months? And we shall be here on this same set talking about the same kind of nonsense. Because the people who should be acting, no one is acting. The KCCA guys, they are just putting on their jackets and fanciness of their
just really seizing the little men.
National Bureau of Standards, whatever. They came out to make a press conference. So what? Now, who should have accredited?
They said we told these people constructing that please bring your materials to us. There's a small fee to ascertain the quality if the material is good.
Where is the incentive to come there?
Nobody has come there.
Who should go to who? Robert, who should go to who?
The criminal should come to you?
Let's be serious.
These people are criminals.
I can even bring a biblical. Like, who seeks the blessing finds it. Because, as I've told you, this is an institution that has a mandate. You can't perform a mandate and what is the client? Who's the client? Who's the service offerer? So, for me, I think there should be someone. You see, there must be some portion for responsibility when we have something wrong. That's a good way to learn. People must take responsibility. But where we have such things happening and no one is taking responsibility, it's demotivating and it is a clear indication of failed systems in some institutions of the government.
Well, we call upon those in these positions to understand that this is a matter of life and death. And sometimes we may neglect these things, take them lightly, because maybe they do not personally concern us. But recently, during the lockdown, there's something that I learned so much. When the president opened arcades, KCCA came up with standards. And this is when we noticed that so many buildings in Kampala are off-plan. Many of these buildings are supposed to either where it was a parking lot, now there are stores. There's so much. You may take this for granted, but at times it may cost your very own. So building, construction is something we think that KCCA must at all times ensure that really they are responsible enough and safety of people is prioritized. A septic tank, that is a story we've just talked about. That is the ONEB and the whiteboard that was found there. Still the new vision, we look at that is NUP calls for speedy trial of MPs regarding Masaka, Seginya Muhammad and Alan Sewanyana, now in Chigo prison. Still, the New Vision looks at local governments where MPs want finance directive revoked. And still, the New Vision looks at more regarding learning today, where they have brought you Senior 5 Physics, Economics plus Senior 1 English and Chemistry. That is for you there in the New Vision. Then also the ongoing recruitment for LDUs. Army conducts LDU personnel recruitment. Well, don't forget this week had also one die in Lila, who one of the recruits there still on training there did not make it, collapsed, and while rushed to hospital it was discovered that he had already died. Moving to the Daily Monitor this morning, still the same headline: body of missing woman found inside septic tank. This is the Munyonyo incident we talked about, and like Ratio said, these are posh families, well-to-do, so it's not, criminality is not segregative in any way. It is universal. Still looking at the Daily Monitor today, we have, that is the Lizard says, that is if it will be implemented at all. What is that? Oryx man who became priest, bishop in 1 week. Well, they give job opportunities for you there in the Daily Monitor. And Scoop, when I got my first hit. Who are they bringing you today? Is a Friday, and of course also the Daily Monitor looks deep into that, giving you a feel of Friday into the entertainment sector there. Looking at the the Daily Nation this morning, that is a tabloid in Kenya. Massive job losses as economy takes, that is hit. That is in the Daily Monitor. Still, the Daily Monitor brings you ODM, that is Mott's alliance with PNU. Remember, they are going in elections come next year, and it is going to be a heated one. There is so much that is happening there. Then regional champs, brilliant Kenyan girls win Sekafa title. That is in the sports arena. The Daily Nation brings you that. And more trouble with Laipikal operations. Officers on the ground say they have not received orders to shoot at, that is the masquerading gangs there that are terrorizing the area there. Still more there in the Daily Nation, but you can still get yourself a copy and have more of these stories that are in the papers. Well, Felix and Rachel, just in a minute, what are your final remarks as we summarize activities that have happened and are dominated the press, that is both print and electronic media? Felix.
Well, of course, for me this week, first and foremost, I'm very grateful that the stance in Masaka is a bit calm. You know, respect to human life is something we must uphold in all values we may want to seek. So I'm very happy about that. But also, I must say that I am so happy that there's so much activity in terms of sports. Cutting across, we're having so much activity, and I hope this whole excitement, this whole vigor currently we have actually lures government into getting interested in sports activities and other co-curriculars. As schools are still closed, we have had discussions in opening schools. I hope it works out. We can't wait to have our kids back in school. And for me, so basically for me, I think those have made my week.
Well, opening schools, we must ensure that the positivity rate is low, much as we push for vaccination. You know, many were saying once the teachers have been vaccinated, the support staff has been vaccinated, then school will be reopened. The Ministry of Education and Sports has also come out to say that we shall also consider the positivity rate, infection levels in communities. So it is upon you and me to ensure that we perfect the SOPs and don't have these cases increase. Rachel, even this week, we also the death of Metropolitan Bishop, Archbishop Yonaranga. Yes. The body was supposed to arrive yesterday, but didn't. I think things have been postponed to Monday, the burial program. But let's end with that.
I think I personally would like to appreciate the late Nwanga. He was a man who kept true to himself. He was a man who kept up a relentless attack on evil. He called it what it was. He did not shy away from his responsibilities as a spiritual leader of keeping at the forefront of those who resist crookedness and everything dark that is so prevalent in today's society. He was a man who was very clear about his priorities. He was a man who understood fully the implications of standing up for what is good and right and proper. He was a man who, he was a trailblazer for the Orthodox community, and I think he began serving 24 years ago. It's a small, fairly small group of believers, but he kept true to what he believed to be the way of serving his God. And more than anything else, even as we conclude this chapter, is that the state, it pleased me personally, that the state rose above petty differences, and they offered to actually hold a state barrier for this late man. And that shows that from time to time, this state is capable of being nationalistic, of rising beyond, because this man was a bitter critic of this regime. He was a scathing attacker of NRM politics in particular. He despised everything that was conducted in these last few years by this present government. But for the same government to now say, in death, let us really bury our hatchets, is commendable, and this is the way we should go.
Well, all I can say is that much as it was a small group, he kept the candle burning.
Yes, he did.
He kept a candle burning.
And honorably.
And honorably. When you look at the number of faith that we have in this country, the Orthodox is quite small in percentage, but you would find that I don't think...
He loomed really large.
Yeah, and I believe it may be very hard to find a person who can fit in his shoes. That we saw them at the Interreligious Council. He was very vocal. He stood for what was right, what he believed was right. He was a critic, I might say.
A bitter critic.
A bitter critic of this regime, but we will all live and die. What is very important is the legacy we leave behind. All we can say is may his soul rest in eternal peace, and we hope that people will emulate the good that has been in him. Well, with that, we must come to the end of this weekly press review. All we can say is stay safe. We need the positivity rate lowered, and please, if you're among the categories that are now going for vaccination, take your jab. Day by day, we are having more doses coming in. This will prevent severe illness and, of course, death, reduce hospitalization, and we may go back to normal and avoid the third wave. God bless you. Still more to come is the Bon Jovi. They'll be here performing, and how I wish they could redo that David song. I really loved it. Enjoyed it. Sound of David, Son of David. Where
you didn't tell us why you love the song.
You see, the word in Omana Daud, whoever wrote that song, word by word, verse by word, has a lot of meaning.
It's powerful.
I've heard you, you heal the sick, you lift the poor, you do this as high as on the eagle's wings. There's so much meaning in it when you listen to the words and really internalize them. May the Lord bless you. See you. Have a lovely time. Keep it with us because so much is coming.
This is Good Morning Uganda.
It's super cool to be a mass superhero, to get the spread of the virus to 0. Did you know that just wearing a mask is not enough? Yes, you still have to remember to wash your hands with clean running water and soap, or using a sanitizer, socially distance, and avoid crowded areas. Wearing a mask helps protect you and others from spreading viruses. To get the spread of the virus to 0.
Welcome to English in a Minute. American English has many expressions that come from card games. Is this another one?
It's going to rain all weekend. How am I going to have my lawn care party now?
Yeah, that's not the kind of activity you can bring indoors. Maybe a party is not in the cards, Anna.
Jonathan, so many people wanted to work outside for me in the hot, hot sun.
If something is not in the cards, it is not likely to happen. People also say in the cards to mean something is likely to happen. This phrase actually comes from fortune tellers. They use special cards to supposedly predict a person's future. And that's English in a minute.
The Academic Registrar of Kalasa Agricultural College, with great pleasure, informs graduates, parents, and the general public that the 56th graduation ceremony of Kalasa Agricultural College will be held on Friday, 10th September 2021 from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. The chief guest will be the Minister of Agriculture, Animal Industry, and Fisheries. The ceremony will be virtual with limited invitations. Therefore, all those authorized to attend the ceremony shall comply with the standard operating procedures stipulated by the Ministry of Health. Graduates, guardians, and the general public will follow the live streaming of the ceremony on UBC Television, YouTube, Facebook at Bukalasa Agricultural College Center of Excellence, Twitter at Bukalasa Agric, and on Zoom. Graduates are particularly required to pay shillings 87,900, including bank charges, into Centenary Bank account number 35100, certificate and convocation. The list of graduates for conferment of diplomas and certificates in the various disciplines is available on the college website www.bsc.ac.ug. For inquiries, please contact the Office of the Academic Registrar by mail at bsc@bsc.ac.ug.
This is Good Morning Uganda.
Yes, a very good morning to you all. Once again, it is our Friday edition, and welcome back from that agenda. We still have the music around, and we'll be taking you through that. But for now, we want to look at our weather updates. Now, obviously, we have started up with quite out our climate status right now globally. And I can tell you it is not good news. We have a La Nina update showing that temperatures globally are going to be on the rise. And it is actually one in a long time that we're seeing the World Meteorological Organization come up with such a report indicating that temperatures will be really high across most parts of the world. You can see Africa from the map that is being shown on the screen still in the red color. Especially across the tropics, and that is where we also have Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, all that area being covered with red as an indication of areas that are likely to be above normal temperatures, that is above the average, looking at the status we have right now. And this is also based on different meteorological parameters, but also specifically looking at temperatures, how they're going to fare. That is for the period of September up to December. We are still looking at this general forecast for the area. It is the time that we did indicate that rains are going to be low, but also now coupled with a global report that is showing that we have an increase in temperatures across Uganda, as you can see that. Also for the rainfall, they did bring up a report in terms of precipitation that is also showing reduced wet weather activities. Now, from the yellow colors, where you see the yellow colors on the map, the orange, that is below average. That is in terms of being below normal according to the forecast. Still taking in areas of the tropics, that is Tanzania, Kenya, but also Uganda. There are especially the northern part of the country, actually also part of northwestern Uganda, still indicated in the global forecast to be one of those areas that are going to have below average rains for the period of September up to November 2021. Well, as if that is not enough, we did earlier on this week talk about how we're going to fare in terms of, we're looking at times where all our variations are now just hitting us in the same time. We did see a lot of extreme weather events happening across the world, and already this report is being linked to climate change. All these variations, when we talk about the climate crisis, we are telling you this is something that we are supposed to be looking at and
still I put it to the policymakers. I put it to the people who are making renewable energy. We need to avert this crisis. We can't keep looking at, because this is the reality of the matter. We are looking at temperatures rising and rising globally, but even on a regional level. Geological Organization and take a look at our forecast for the morning across different parts of the country. We'll start off with the western part of Lake Victoria, where we have Masaka. We do have Kalisizo, Pembabule and Rakai, where we are forecasting isolated showers, and temperatures are forecasted at 25 degrees centigrade for this morning. For southwestern Uganda, we do have Mbarara, Ibanda, Bushenyi, as well as Rubirizi. We're forecasting also light rains, but temperatures starting off with a cold at 24 degrees centigrade. We're likely to have that warming as the day progresses. Well, across Mount Elgon Highlands, where we do have Mbale, Bududa, Buko and Sironko, we are forecasting isolated showers, still with a cold morning, starting off at 24 degrees centigrade. We do expect those rains to continue into the afternoon. Well, across the eastern part of Lake Victoria, also light rains. Already we are having those cloudy conditions up there. Those will be developing into light showers, still starting off at a chill at 25 degrees centigrade. But looking at eastern Uganda, parts of Soroti, Katakwi, we do have Amuria and Kumi. We're forecasting intervals of sunny and cloudy conditions and temperatures starting off at a pleasant 26 degrees centigrade. We do expect rains to develop later as the day goes on across eastern Uganda. You can look out for those. Well, across the eastern parts of Central, we do have Ruwero, we do have Wobulenzi and Bururi, where we are forecasting intervals of sunny and cloudy conditions as well. But also that area can expect to have rains later as the day progresses, and temperatures expected at 26 degrees. Well, across the central parts of northern Uganda, we do have Gulu, we have Kitgum, Padel and Jumani, where we're also forecasting a mix of clouds and sunshine, more clear skies right now. We're looking at sunny conditions over there, but we do expect rains to develop later in the afternoon, starting off with a warm morning actually at 27, but we'll be looking at probably hitting 30s by afternoon. And the central parts of Lake Victoria, where we do have Kampala, we have Entebbe, Wakiso, we have Mukono in that category. We are forecasting also light rains. We do have mostly cloudy conditions already. That we have that rain system that is headed your way. You can expect to have these rains. So if you're leaving home, even though it is kind of clear right now, do expect those rains to come. And we're starting off with a cold morning at 23 degrees centigrade. Well, across northern Uganda, much of the country right now is actually having mostly clear skies. From the satellites, we have cloudy conditions that are developing, especially for midwestern Uganda, but also that area won't be seeing rains not until the afternoon. Well, I want to leave you at that, but we do still have more coming. Ruben will be here to take you through the world of sports. Also for our Good Morning Uganda Extra, Jagenda will be here, and it is a Friday, so he has that African tradition that he's bringing on the table. Yes, a very good morning to you once again. My name is Molin Kenyana, and I want to wish you a blessed weekend.
comments that are coming through our stream channel, which is YouTube, UBC Television Uganda. Thank you so much, guys, for the love. Tumukunde Ivan, you're saying good morning, team UBC. And then we have Teddy Akumu, you saying team Bunjaville, hearts, and hearts. You do have Archer Divine, who has also sent in a message. Free seller. Okay. Charles Sabina, good morning, Uganda. Well done. Bunjaville, can't stop listening to those vocals. We do have Ugandan Trader who says, amen. May God continue to use Bunjaville band to touch souls globally and bring them to the full acknowledgement of our Lord Jesus Christ. We do have Phoebe Namala, son of David, pass me not. That song has touched everyone. Archer Divine, you guys are awesome. Jackie Mukisa, hearts, and emojis. Shama Mukuza, thank you so much. And then you do have Joas Emmanuel, Team Bunjaville. You have Kukunda, Ak Solomon, Team Bunjaville. Miss Creative 256, my fav band is Bunjaville. They give me chills, mostly that guy on the that guy on the keys is not available. Hey, this is Muchara Mugore. Oh, Miss Creative.
Wow.
Oh, especially, yeah, focus on the guy.
Focus
on the keys.
Doesn't see us.
Okay, so Bunjaville are crowning up the morning for us here on Good Morning Uganda. But just to remind you, the poll question, your favorite band. Your favorite band in the world in Uganda, send us a WhatsApp or a direct SMS on the number, and when we return, we'll check out those, those bands. For now, I'll leave you with the Bunjavilles.
All right, guys. So this is an original composition, and it's called "Keep Your Head in the Sky," and it's just for like encouraging us, and yeah, hope you like it.
All right.
Woo-oo. Hey. Woo-oo. Woo-oo. My hope is lost, and that's all I know. Even though I'd like to pretend that this will never end, but deep down I know what this stands for, and I will never let it break down my bones. Keep your head in the sky. Come on. Woo-oo. Stick your eyes on the light. Woo-oo. Don't you get out of sight. Keep your head in the sky. Woo-oo.
All hope is gone. Where do I go? I've searched all over and over, can't find my soul. But all of a sudden, sun was shining. I ain't crying no more. I got my soul now, figured all out, and I'm never going. Keep your head, yeah. Keep your head in the skies, yeah. Come on. Ooh, yeah. Keep your head in the skies. Keep your eyes on the line. Don't you get out of sight. Come on. Keep your head in the skies. Keep your eyes on the line. Don't you get out of sight. Come on. Keep your head in the skies.
So the next song is Rewinded, a Bunjaville original. You can find this one on iTunes, Spotify, Apple Music, Audio Mac, anywhere. God bless you as you listen. Rewinded, Bunjaville featuring D-Rain. Let's go.
Rewind it again and again, don't complicate it. I say rewind it again and again, don't complicate it. I say rewind this again and again, don't complicate it. I say rewind it. You're my dwelling place. You're my refuge, you're my hiding place. You are my fortress. So I will say this unto my Lord, you've been so good. Come on. You got the power and authority, but you will never look down on me. Instead, you're the glory and lifter of my head. You got the power and authority, but you will never look down on me. Instead, you're the glory and lifter of my hands. Everything about you, everything about you. Na 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 na. See, I love everything about you. I love everything about you. Na 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 na. Yeah. Adorable, oh, beautiful, contagious, forever to share our lives together.
You're the one that drives crazy.
I don't need another lover. When you're here with me, I feel complete. I don't regret it.
And I can't deny it. Your love controls me. To watch every day our dreams unfold. That kind of love story that's in tow. Can't deny it. Your love controls me. Can't deny it. That kind of love story that's in tow.
Everything about you. Everything about you. Na 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 na. Come on. See, I love everything about you. I love everything about you. Na 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 na. Yeah, you'd catch a falling star if I asked you. At the cross you made a way. You leave the 99. It moved your heart until you made a change. Oh, everything about you, everything about you. Na 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 na. Oh, see, I love everything about you. I love everything about you. Na 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 na. Listen, rewind it again and again, don't complicate it. I say rewind it again and again, don't complicate it. I say rewind it again and again, don't complicate it. I say rewind it. Yeah. God bless you. So.
Yeah, Uganda. A couple of responses from the music that we're enjoying with Bunjaville this Friday morning. Good morning, Uganda. I'm here in Katuna border, Kabale district, watching. The show is great. That is Garden Kesiga. All right, we do have another message. I am proud of these guys, Dad Bunja. Hi, Daddy. Okay, another message. Good morning. I am Ariana, watching from Mutungo, watching Bunjaville Band. Tell them I enjoy the music and they are lovely. They enjoy your music and you are lovely. I've been told to tell you. Okay, another message here. Thanks to the Bunjaville Vocal Band. I'm Clinton from Murichiga district. Love you. Greetings to all Kabale University students. And I think I want to pick it up from here. Students are not in school, whether tertiary, primary, secondary, high school, university. You guys have actually been in school, and it's been a long overdue school break. What's your encouragement to other students that are out there?
I think my encouragement to the students out there is to just seize the moment. There's a reason for everything, and maybe this is time for you to expand, and God is trying to help to show us that there are different ways of doing things, and amidst of our online class, we have gifts and talents that we can venture in. This is enough time to spend with God and to get to know ourselves. So I encourage you to take heart, because I feel like once this pandemic is done, God is expecting a lot from us as the younger generation. So He's using this time to equip us. So I just want you to take heart and stay brave and take courage, because this is not going to last forever, and God is expecting a lot from us after this.
All right, yeah, which causes me to actually ask the question of what is purpose? Because I think the pandemic, if there's anything that it has brought to light, is finding out what your purpose is. So in your opinion, what is purpose?
In my opinion, purpose is that one thing. It could be one thing or two things that God created us for on this earth. And usually, the way to know our purpose is by reflecting within us and seeing our strengths, our talents, our gifts, our that God gave us, and maybe one of those things could be our purpose. So I think purpose is that thing, or that it could be, I think it would be anything that you were created for. Like the reason why you are on this earth is to fulfill that. So that's what I think purpose is.
I will go to Joel. Joel, as music has been the purpose really of this band, what has been the fulfillment for you out of you being in such a time as a pandemic, but being able to have music to carry on regardless of schools being closed and all these other things?
Well, this new pandemic has given us time to work on our craft and to remove us, like that original print, because most people produce music according to other people's references, but it has given me that time, or it has given us that time to reflect inwardly and bring out that is in us to the people through the music. So,
okay, all right.
yeah.
I shall go to Mr. Engaged. Mr. Fiance, Mr. Birthday Boy. In that office that you're entering, it's a very interesting office. In the pandemic, more than ever, we have seen marriages breaking down. We have seen domestic violence increasing in different parts of Uganda, which has caused people to lose their lives, lose their loved ones, things like that. What gives you the confidence to honestly step into that pool?
God. Yeah, because many times we tend to forget the God factor in our plans when we're trying to make plans, especially about our destiny. We forget that God is, we put God last. We tend to put and consult Him and stuff like that. But as for me, I'm at peace with God, and He has given me a go-ahead, and so that's why I'm more than confident that it's going to be fun.
Okay, so there's a Felix Nkuda out there who is searching for the one. How do you find the one?
Well, it's different for everyone. I think first and foremost, connecting with God, time, season, and then just being yourself. Yeah, just being true to yourself and being yourself is the best way to attract your partner.
And what's your message to Creative 256?
Yeah, I love you so much, and man, forever.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, we love you, Creative 256. Taking some more messages here. Wow, floodgates of messages. Hi UBC, I'm enjoying from Chitebi. This is Maki. Thank you so much, Maki. Another message here. Hi, this is Serwada Ronald. Enjoying. Thanks for the show. God bless Bunjaville. Let me see. Hi, I am Ivan watching from Arua City. I totally fell in love with the lady who was on stage. Her voice is so amazing. Yeah, she's single. Good morning, my people. You really made my morning colorful indeed. Thanks so much for the great show and the love. We do have Mokono watching. I think MC West from Mokono, he's watching, and he says, sweet voices, that is true, I agree. Hello, it's NBA, it's something UG from Naweru at Bunjaville. I love the music, it's so nice, so cool, God bless you, and really, the messages, so many, we'll catch them up after. But as we are crowning up the weekend, what's your message to people as they get into the weekend?
Okay. My message to the people personally from Priscilla is that enjoy life, the life that God has given us, and just go out and go for lunch, go for brunch. I like going out to eat, so just spoil yourself. Yeah, that's what I'd give the advice.
Joe?
Yeah, pretty much the same. I mean, self-love is the best thing.
That's true. That's true.
Whether you're single, whether you're not, I mean, you cannot love someone else when you don't love yourself. So, I mean, just love on yourself and, yeah, enjoy life.
Mr. Engaged.
Love God, love people, and stay true to yourself, pursue your purpose. That's it, man.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Just as you get into the song, Sergeant Bernard, thank you so much for watching UBC. Levy watching from Kampala. We do have Chepteyek Peter, you're also watching from Makere. Thank you so much. We do have someone watching from Mbale. Thank you so much. Someone from Zambia, and that is Shimuri. Thank you so much. We do have Everest, and you are watching us from Rukunjiri. Thank you so much, Everest. And I'm wanting to be with you here on Good Morning Uganda. Thank you so much for having joined us. Until we meet again on Monday, please stay safe. Wear your mask, sanitize, and social distance. COVID-19 is real and it kills. We don't want you to be a part of the statistics. We want you safe. Have yourselves a wonderful weekend and wonderful music, finishing up with Bunjaville.
Yes, so today we decided to bless you guys with Bunjaville Originals, just a whole set. All right, so this is called Tour the Veil. God bless you.
Ancient of days, you're worthy of all our praises. We worship you. We sing this song louder and louder. Lion of Judah. We sing this song louder and louder. There is a sun, you reign forever. You tore the veil, you tore the veil, you tore the veil. Death couldn't hold you down. You had the victory, you had the victory, you have the victory. Death couldn't hold you down. You tore the veil, you tore the veil, you tore the veil. Death couldn't hold you down. You have the victory, you have the victory, you have the victory. Death couldn't hold you down. You made a way into the most high places. You gave us life, our God, you're able. You made a way into the most high places. You gave us life, our God, you're able. You made a way into the most high places. You gave us life, our God, you're able. You made a way into the most high places. You gave us life, our God, you're able. You tore the veil, you tore the veil, you tore the veil. Death couldn't hold you down. You have the victory, you have the victory, you have the victory. Death couldn't hold you down. You tore the veil, you tore the veil, you tore the veil. Death couldn't hold you down. You have the victory, you have the victory, you have the victory. Death can hold you down.
This is Good Morning Uganda.
Pick of the day on UBC, brought to you by.
Their job is to keep you and me healthy and well. But sometimes they try in vain.
Was brought to you by.
We've cut and reduced our MTN Momo withdrawal rates. Now you can withdraw mobile money at the lowest rates. You also get MTN Century Points when you deposit, send, and withdraw MTN mobile money. Visit our Momo agents countrywide and withdraw mobile money at our reduced rates. from 1st May 2021. Everywhere you go. MTN.
Echa COVID-19 chijja kugwa only if we stay at home, observe physical distancing, wear masks properly, sanitize or wash our hands with soap and water regularly, or get vaccinated now.